Three, two, one. Hey guys, what's up? Me and the hostage would love to welcome you to another episode of Tips and Other Things. So let's get started. Tip number one. The wall on this spawn location is actually destructible. I know what you're thinking. Oh, you mean this one? Or this one? No, I'm actually talking about this one behind the samurai. And I shall demonstrate in a second. As you can see, if you go in the bathtub and then you'll be able to open a hole and keep a line of sight not only on the objective but as well this window and this window as well. Actually this whole wall is destructible. Of course you can't vault through it, but you will be able to keep a line of sight on the objective as well as hold the attackers from far away and without any trouble. It's actually a pretty sweet spot to be in, as not many attackers expect this. And the destruction of this wall will especially help you on bomb, because one of the bombs spawns here. I'm sorry. So moving on to tip number 2. A lot of players don't realize that you can actually shoot through the drone hole. I know it's somewhat hard, but it is manageable. So let's say if there is an enemy right there, you can actually shoot it. So keep that in mind next time when you are trying to take down an objective, whether you are on the attacking or defending side. Because I see a lot of players don't realize this point in the game and get killed rather easily.
You will be detected if you remain in this area.
And get killed rather easily by this mistake. As you can see, I can shoot very far down and through the hole to kill my enemies. If I'm not mistaken, okay, that's the bullet hole right there. Do you see what happened? So it's a viable tactic. If someone is camping and you can see them, you could put a couple rounds into them and possibly even kill them. I got in a couple kills this one. So moving on to tip number 3. It's always have a plan. And I'm gonna demonstrate in 1 second. Now assuming that the objective is in the room below us, you barricaded these two doors in order to keep for the objective. So if you hear someone breaking a window with a direct line of sight on 3 windows, if you can't see someone breaking them, you will assume that someone is breaking this door right here. So you will attack. Now, let's assume that an attacker is coming through here. You have 3 tactics. You can either go through the window and flank them, which I do not recommend, or down the hatch to the objective room, or through this door. And and it goes the other way around. If someone coming through this door or through here, you can drop down to the objective, or maybe push through this door, or even jump down the stairs. So my point is always, sorry, that was my phone, I got an email. That was unprofessional, I know. My point is always have a plan. Have a plan. Do this in case of this, do this in case of this. If you keep this plan, in a lot of situations you will not panic and know what to do. So that is it for number 3. Number 4. Find a spot. Finding a spot on any map is somewhat difficult, but my suggestion is that you always find a spot that will keep you close to the objective, but not too close. So I see the objective right there. I can either push through this point, keeping an eye on this flank route. I can push through this point and down the hatch. My point is always find a spot on each map and keep that spot to defend. Now, after you use that spot and the enemies know that you use that spot, I suggest that you change it. So my ideal thing that I do in multiple rounds is to find a different spot. To have 3 or 4 spots on each map, and use them while the objective is changing from room to room, or even if somewhat on the objective. Now, to hold down an objective which is on the second tier, I have this spot right here, and I have the spot above the objective. So you get my drift. Always have multiple spots to defend in order to not only flag the enemy, but also keep an eye on the objective. Now, moving on to number 5. Never go the same OP round after round. Meaning that I want as rook in this next round. If the rest of your team have no intention of playing rook and you play very well with rook, take it, it's okay. But if you see that some enemies some teammates prefer to play rook or even play him better than you, I suggest that you leave them. Not only that, if you play a different operator in each round, you will have 2 things in your advantage. First, the enemy will not know which operator is designated to which player. Meaning, if you did very well as rook in the first round, the attackers will not target you as much. They will target you in the next round, So you will keep somewhat the heat off your back. And this will give you a chance to play another operator and develop a skill with him. Now, moving on to number 6. Number 6 is somewhat of... I think some people know it, but not a lot of players know it, and I'm gonna demonstrate in a second, right after I change operators. Hey guys, so we're back at number 6. Number 6. Often I see this mistake made by a number of players, and it's a somewhat of an untold fact of Rainbow Six Siege, which is the lower the RPM of a gun, and plus the lower recoil of that gun, you have more controllability over that gun in total. Meaning, if some gun fires, let's say 600 rounds per minute, and it has very low recoil pattern, then the gun will be very, very much manageable. I'm gonna demonstrate. This gun fires 670 rounds per minute. The recoil is not low but moderate. As you can see, I fired a couple of rounds. Let's say that the head is this circle. I fired 5 rounds into the circle before, let's say, actually 6. 1, 2, 3 rounds left. Do you see my point? Because this firearm has low rate of fire plus low recoil, you will be able to manage it very well, and I'm gonna demonstrate as well. As you can see, I am able to keep my rounds in a very tight grouping. If this was an enemy and by somehow I did not land a single headshot, I will be able to put them down rather quick because all shots connected. This is a tip purely for beginners. I know some guys over there who will basically play with the SMG-11 and like hit every shot. But if you are having some trouble finding a gun, you think all the guns, the recoil is all over the place, I suggest that you start playing with a low recoil weapon, then you move your way up to more difficult recoil patterns to control. I'm gonna demonstrate here as well. As you can see, only 3 shots connected. I'm sorry, 4. All of these shots were off target. So if by some miracle you did not kill him with those 4 shots, you're basically fucked. Yeah. So, like I said, do that. Also, something about sledge.not I see a lot of operators do by mistake, which is you breach like this. When you try to breach a wall, you breach like this. This is actually a mistake, and I'm gonna tell you why. Suppose there is an enemy right there. When you breach like this one, like this way, you're not gonna have time enough to kill the enemy. By the time you are done with the vault animation, which is actually number 7 on my list, the way how you breach a wall with sledge, he will be able to put couple rounds into you, even possibly get a headshot and kill you. What I suggest is, suppose there is an enemy right here on the other side, is you crouch and breach. Look at this. It's much faster and more quicker. Not only you're not gonna be vulnerable during the vault animation, you're possibly going to have a normal range of movement. You can even do some picker advantage right here. You can also take it a step further and make a direct hole. But in a tight situation, I suggest that you crouch and breach. And I'm gonna demonstrate here. Crouch and breach, walking into the objective. Crouch and breach, walking into the objective. That's a very simple trick and it will come very handy to you. Now, the final tip of this video is lean on the other side lean on the wall while you're trying to hold down an angle. Meaning, suppose you're trying to hold this angle and these walls are intact. When you try to go this, don't go like this. This is wrong. You are way too exposed. What I want you to do is hold the angle until you see this slot. If, let's say, the distance between the two ends of the door is between the little triangle up top of the scope and this like number 6, I don't know if you can see it or not. If that distance is just like in the same spot, that's it. That's a good spot. You can hold down the objective, you can kill it. And when you go like this, your body is very much nothing of your body is exposed, basically. Meaning, if someone is trying to kill you on the other side and he tries to peek you or try to hold an angle on you, it will give him hell just to get a headshot on you or even a body shot. So this is a very tight angle to hold, and I'm gonna demonstrate on another wall. Which one should we do? Oh, let's do this one. Let's say you're holding this, so just move up against the wall until, as you see, always do this ratio. It's a very tight angle, no one will expect it. It's very good to hold down doors, corridors, hallways, everything. That's a very tight angle and it's very hard for the enemy to use. Of course, I'm not leaning against the wall, but you get my drift. Even if an enemy is trying to spawn peek you, he will have a hard time to kill you because you have the advantage on him. And always pre-aim. Pre-aim. So someone is coming, trying to spawn kill you like this, he's dead basically. So that's it for today's video, tips and other things. If you find some tips in this video helpful, I suggest that you drop a like down, comment on this video as well, and if you have other tips that you want me to show in other videos or you know of, feel free to write them down in the comments. Subscribe to my channel for more, and thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.